Hi, welcome to Heart of Gold. I am Paul Chartier. Partners for Youth, you probably have never heard of them. We have Brianna Pursley, the Executive Director, and a youth, Wendy Gonzalez. Sort of youth. I don't know yet, you didn't show me your ID, but you look young to me. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
We have a common good friend who came to me and said, there's a great nonprofit who's doing great things for kids. You need to have them on.
Yes.
So tell me about Partners for Youth.
Alrighty, so Partners for Youth is 24 years old, and it derives from a tragedy that occurred here in Lexington. In October of 1994, there was an African-American male youth who was killed by a white police officer. And there was just a lot of unrest in Lexington. People were really upset. A lot of looting was going on downtown.
And what was his name?
His name was Antonio Sullivan. And at that time, Mayor Pam Miller was the mayor, and so she was like, we need to sit down with the community. And so she brought the community to the table and spoke to them. What can we do to do positive things for youth within our community, to empower them to be successful later on in life? And from those conversations, Partners for Youth was born.
And you've been there how long?
I've only been the executive director for a year and a half, but prior to that, I was on the board in many capacities, including board chair. And when this position opened up, I'm like, hey, it's time to go get my boots back on the ground and really get out here back in the community, serving the community to try to keep youth from becoming statistics.
You were on the board.
That's correct.
The job opened up. What switch was flipped in you that you wanted to be on this board?
Well, I was on the board for approximately 15 years when I was a crime victims advocate at the Fayette Commonwealth Attorney's Office. And so Ray the DA was the Commonwealth Attorney at the time. He's like, you should go and join Partners for Youth. So I went with some of the attorneys, and I really liked it because I've always had a big heart for youth. That's always been where I've served. And I had the youthful offender caseload where children who are 14 to 17 years of age would be charged as adults for committing violent crimes. And so doing that for quite that time, I'm like, okay, it's time to just really get back out here, get these boots on the ground, and try to work from the back end to keep kids from reaching that point.
And your connection with Partners for Youth is what?
One of the NYC participants in the Cardinal Valley area.
And you're an employee, an intern?
I'm an employee for, right now I'm in the summer youth jobbing program. I'm working for Partners for Youth right now.
Cardinal Valley is off of Versailles Road.
Yes.
What are the demographics there, and what are the things that you see that you help with in Cardinal Valley?
Well, I've always seen, well, I've been there my whole life. I've grew there, and I've always seen that there's a lot of violence and kids not going as much outside like it used to be, and it really helps me with them getting more in the community to get the children more outside and be more more active like it used to be, like back in the day.
How do you do that?
We usually go like Adopt a Park, for example, that we're doing this summer. We gather up kids in the park and sign them in and get them distracted during the summer and keep them busy.
It sounds like you are taking at-risk youth and providing things for them. What kind of things do you provide to keep them productively busy?
Okay, so we do that
Here we
many
go.
ways. Well, we'll start with our mission because basically that kind of encompasses everything that we do. Our mission is to promote positive youth development to prevent juvenile delinquency through collaboration and capacity building. none of this happens without the collaboration of our community partners, because they play a huge role in making sure that our programs are sustainable and continue. So one of the many ways that we do that is through our Neighborhood Youth Council. We do have one in the Gainesway area that Trace Williams leads, and then we have the one in the Cardinal Valley area that Darian Johnson leads. And basically they had kind of help advise these youth to do empowering things within their community. If you check out our Facebook page, you'll see that they have met with Council Member Fred Brown in the Gainesway area, as well as Council Member Jennifer Reynolds in the Cardinal Valley area, and just meeting with their council person to help them know what can they do in their community to work alongside the community, the council members, to make their community safer, to make it cleaner. One of the things that they did to prepare for those meetings was really look at their community and decide what they wanted to change about it, what they saw could improve, and how they can do things by themselves and how they can do things alongside their council member.
Let them come up with the idea.
That's correct.
And then let them do all the work. So what do you all do?
For example, last year we started seeing a bunch of trash, like in the roads, in the parks, in the rivers, and we were sitting down in one of our meetings. We were like, you know what? We should go to the park and clean up some of the trash out there, since there's like soccer games, activities going on during the summer or after school. And we picked up trash, and we collected a pretty decent amount of trash and helping out the community.
You're going to naturally have the us versus them. That you grew up in Cardinal Valley and you had a level of comfort with your family and friends. Outsiders come along, they're going to tell us how to live, and they're going to try to get us. How do you bridge that gap between you, who want to help, conveying a message to the people that live there, we're safe, we're here to help you? How do you do that? How do you connect the dots?
You want to take that one? Well, what we do have community partners meetings in the Cardinal Valley area, as well as the Gainesway area, and also in the West End. And that brings together the faith community, organizations, universities, anyone that's pretty much a stakeholder within those communities. We bring them together and we sit down and we're like, what can we do? Those are meetings to come up with fun, creative ways to serve youth and their families. And that's when Adopt a Park was born. Just to get out in those parks during the summer, during spring break, and bring people from the community to the parks to have fun. Because a lot of people are like, well, I can't go in Valley Park, it's not safe. Well, this kind of takes away that. And they just have a fun time. And each sponsor from our table, they'll come in and say, hey, I'll do, April 2nd. And they'll come in and they'll do fun activities, whether it be face painting or jump roping, or we have Government Day, the last day of each Adopt a Park, where city employees, fire, police, sheriff's department, they come in and they just show the kids their vehicles and show them how they work. But in regards to like the residents within the area, they also can be at our table, and we're actively working to actually go out and hand deliver our Adopt a Park flyers to let them see our faces and know that, hey, we're here. And not just us, but our youth go with us because they live there, actually live in the Cardinal Valley area as well. So they're my neighbors as well. And we want them to know that we're not, an us. We are a...
You're them.
Yeah,
right.
we're
all that. Yeah.
We're all together. We're all one. And so that's how we kind of get things done.
Do you need volunteers? And if you do, can you give a website that people can go to help get involved in Partners for Youth?
Absolutely. We always could use volunteers in many capacities, not just with Adopt a Park, but grassroots reviewing. Our website is partners4youth.org. Oh,
okay.
yes. And also we have different things where they can go to our Facebook page, which is Partners for Youth Foundation Incorporated, and sometimes we'll put fun little wanted posters out there and asking people, hey, we need volunteers. But there's many ways to serve in many capacities, whether it's just, hey, I want to donate snacks for Adopt a Park, or hey, I want to donate my time to NYC and teach them a skill that I love that would benefit them. There's just so many different ways that you could serve our youth in the community.
It sounds like in the summer you try to do things to bring people outside, but what do you do in the winter when people are kind of hunkered down?
In the wintertime, we still have our community partners through the school year. And so our community partners, meaning we, not just Partners for Youth, but all of our community partners, we just come up with different things. To jump off of Adopt a Park for spring, they came up with a spring festival in the West End and a focus night in the Cardinal Valley area. And so there's different things that we try to do. We also have Spotlight on Youth. We had our 13th annual one at the Lyric, and that's just a fun night to showcase kids' talents and bring their families in. And our neighborhood youth councils actually emceed that this year and got the audience to participate and kind of got the word out about Partners for Youth and Neighborhood Youth Council. So
Did you get Wendy up on stage?
I went one time up. Yes, I did one of the games.
What have you seen in the youth in your neighborhood since you've started?
I've seen the youth changing, coming more outside, being more interactive with their neighbors, and pretty much getting out there than I didn't see before.
2 minutes left. What are the biggest challenges, and people watching, what can they do to help you?
okay, challenges. We could always use money. Money is a big thing that makes the world go round, but not necessarily that it's us. That money is all going back out into the community to do positive youth programming or just time. You can donate your time to give to young people, and not just our neighborhood youth councils. We have our grassroots programs that are out there as well, where people always need positive role models and mentors for the kids participating.
And give the website again, and while the website's up, I want to ask you a question.
Sure. partnersforyouth.org.
And when people go to the website, can they find different areas that they could volunteer and get involved?
Yes.
Like mentorships or helping with the parks and that type of thing?
Yes, they can look under our tabs at programs, and they can also look at partnerships to see where they can plug in.
You talked about money. In the last minute, who are some of the best partners you have in Lexington to say thank you to them?
Right. Toyota is a huge supporter and have been since the beginning, so we're always thankful for their support.
Yes.
LFUCG, obviously, because they are part of our family, definitely been a big supporter from the beginning, and just many organizations that want to do something for nonprofits. A Cup of Commonwealth is one of our sponsors this year, A Taste of Grace through Faith Lutheran Church. We just have a huge, huge community support that we couldn't be thankful enough for.
Wendy and Brianna, it's obvious that you love what you do, and you're doing it to make a difference in Lexington. And when you start with the kids, it becomes a generational impact that these beautiful little kids, when they see how great this community is and what impact they can make, they're going to tell their kids and make it a better world. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you.
And you did great today.
Thank you.
You did great too. I'm Paul Chartier. We'll be right back on Heart of Gold.